Welcome to Vatican City, the world's smallest state and the Catholic Church's beating heart. This unique enclave, entirely surrounded by the city of Rome, serves as the spiritual and administrative center of the Roman Catholic Church. Despite its tiny size, Vatican City holds immense significance for millions of Catholics around the globe. This tiny nation, nestled within the bustling metropolis of Rome, packs a historical punch that belies its diminutive size. It's a place where every corner, every stone, and every building tells a story that spans centuries. From the majestic St. Peter's Basilica to the serene Vatican Gardens, the city is a living museum of religious and cultural heritage. Covering a mere 110 acres, smaller than Central Park, it boasts a population of fewer than 1,000, mostly composed of clergymen, Vatican officials, and members of the Swiss Guard. This small but dedicated community works tirelessly to maintain the city's operations and uphold its traditions. Swiss Guards in their snazzy uniforms with their vibrant colors and historical designs are not just ceremonial figures. They are the official protectors of the Pope, a role they have fulfilled with honor and dedication since the early 16th century. And the occasional bewildered tourist. Visitors from all over the world flock to Vatican City, eager to witness its splendor and soak in its rich history. Whether they're attending a papal mass or simply wandering through the Vatican museums, tourists find themselves immersed in an atmosphere of reverence and awe. Don't let its size fool you though. Vatican City is an independent nation complete with its own flag, stamps, and even a postal system. It operates as a sovereign entity with its own governance and unique set of laws. Vatican City is an independent nation, complete with its own flag, stamps, and even a euro coin. Highly sought after by collectors, I might add. These coins and stamps are not just functional, they are symbols of the city's autonomy and its rich cultural heritage. And even a euro coin, highly sought after by collectors, I might add. These coins are minted in limited quantities, making them prized possessions for numismatists around the world. It's a place where time seems to stand still, where ancient traditions meet modern realities. The juxtaposition of timeless religious practices with contemporary administrative functions creates a unique atmosphere that is both solemn and dynamic, and where the echoes of history are as palpable as the scent of incense. Walking through Vatican City, one can't help but feel the weight of its historical significance. The air is thick with the presence of the past, from the early days of Christianity to the present. Vatican City is much more than just a tourist attraction. It's a pilgrimage site for millions of faithful who come to seek spiritual solace and guidance. The city serves as a beacon of faith, drawing believers from all corners of the globe. It's a living, breathing testament to the enduring power of faith, a place where the spiritual and the temporal coexist in harmony. The daily rituals and ceremonies performed here are a testament to the unwavering devotion of its inhabitants, a symbol of hope for millions worldwide and a center of religious leadership. The Pope, as the spiritual leader of the Catholic Church, addresses the faithful from this very city, offering messages of hope, peace, and unity. And dare I say, a treasure trove of art and architecture that could make even the most jaded traveler gasp in awe. From Michelangelo's breathtaking Sistine Chapel ceiling to the vast collections of the Vatican museums, the city is a haven for art lovers and historians alike. Every visit to Vatican City is a journey through time, offering a glimpse into the profound beauty and complexity of human creativity and devotion. Our story begins in 1929, a year better known for the Wall Street crash, but equally momentous for the birth of a nation. While the world was reeling from the economic turmoil that would lead to the Great Depression, another significant event was unfolding in Italy, one that would reshape the political and religious landscape of Europe. Picture this: Benito Mussolini, the strutting dictator of Italy, signing a treaty with Cardinal Gasperi, representing Pope Pius II. The scene was a blend of political power and religious authority, a moment that would be etched in history. An unlikely pair, you might say, but politics makes strange bedfellows. Mussolini, with his fascist ideologies, and the Catholic Church, with its centuries-old traditions, found common ground in this agreement. This, my friends, was the Lateran Treaty, a landmark agreement that finally settled the Roman question, a thorny issue that had plagued Italy ever since the unification of the country in 1870. The Roman question had been a source of tension between the Italian state and the Catholic Church, with the Pope refusing to recognize the authority of the Italian government over Rome. The treaty recognized Vatican City as a sovereign state, independent from Italy, and granted the Pope temporal power over this tiny domain. This was a significant shift, as it allowed the Pope to exercise authority over a defined territory, something that had been lost with the unification of Italy. Why the fuss, you ask? The creation of Vatican City was not just a political maneuver, it was a deeply symbolic act. It represented the resolution of a long-standing conflict and the recognition of the Pope's spiritual and temporal authority. Well, for centuries the popes had ruled over a large swath of central Italy known as the Papal States. These territories were not just religious centers but also political entities, with the Pope acting as both a spiritual leader and a temporal ruler. But the unification of Italy left the papacy stripped of its temporal power, a situation the Church found rather hard to swallow. The loss of the Papal States was a blow to the Church's influence and authority, leading to decades of tension and conflict. Enter Mussolini, eager to consolidate his own power and appease the Catholic masses. By negotiating the Lateran Treaty, Mussolini aimed to gain the support of the Church and, by extension, the Italian people who were deeply religious. The Lateran Treaty was a win-win, at least on paper. It provided Mussolini with the legitimacy he craved and gave the Church a renewed sense of authority and independence. This agreement marked the beginning of a new chapter in the relationship between the Italian state and the Catholic Church, one that would have lasting implications for both entities. The man of the hour, or rather the decade, was Pope Pius VII. Born Achille Ratti, he ascended to the papacy in 1922 and quickly made his mark on the world stage. A shrewd diplomat and a staunch defender of the faith, Pius VI was known for his ability to navigate complex political landscapes. His tenure was marked by significant diplomatic efforts, including the Lateran Treaty of 1929, which established Vatican City as an independent state. He navigated the turbulent waters of the 1930s with remarkable skill. The world was changing rapidly, and Pius VII was determined to ensure that the Church remained a stabilizing force amid the chaos. He condemned both communism and fascism, recognizing the dangers posed by these extreme ideologies. His encyclicals, such as Quadragesimo Anno, addressed the social and economic issues of the time, advocating for a balanced approach that respected human dignity, a balancing act that required considerable dexterity in those ideologically charged times. Pius VII's leadership was a beacon of moral clarity, even as the world around him grew increasingly polarized. The rise of Nazi Germany cast a long shadow over the Vatican. Pius VI was acutely aware of the threat posed by Adolf Hitler and his regime. Pius II's relationship with Hitler was, to put it mildly, complicated. While he initially sought to maintain diplomatic relations, he grew increasingly vocal in his opposition to Nazi policies. He loathed the Nazis' racial policies, which he saw as fundamentally opposed to Christian teachings. His encyclical Mit brennender Sorge, smuggled into Germany and read from pulpits, was a bold condemnation of Nazi ideology. But his pronouncements were often veiled in diplomatic ambiguity, a necessity in a time when outright confrontation could have dire consequences. This cautious approach has been a source of much debate among historians. Some argue that he should have been more direct, while others believe his careful diplomacy was essential for the Church's survival. The Second World War tested the Vatican's mettle. As the conflict engulfed Europe, the Vatican found itself in a precarious position, striving to maintain neutrality while addressing the humanitarian crises that arose. While officially neutral, the Pope worked behind the scenes to save Jewish lives and alleviate suffering. Pius XIV, who succeeded Pius II, continued these efforts, using the Church's resources to provide shelter and aid to those in need. Vatican City itself became a refuge for those fleeing persecution, offering sanctuary to countless individuals during the darkest days of the war. A beacon of hope in a world gone mad. The actions of the Vatican during this period remain a testament to the enduring power of faith and compassion in the face of unimaginable adversity. Fast forward to the 1960s, a time of upheaval and significant change across the globe. The Catholic Church, often seen as an unchanging monolith, underwent its own revolution, the Second Vatican Council, from 1962 to 1965. Convened by the charismatic Pope John III, Vatican II was a breath of fresh air for the Church. It addressed pressing issues facing the Church, such as its relationship with the modern world, the role of the laity, and ecumenism. The Mass, long celebrated in Latin, was now allowed in vernacular languages, a move that brought the liturgy closer to the people, making it more accessible. Vatican II was not without its critics, of course. Traditionalists bemoaned the changes, seeing them as a betrayal of the Church's timeless values. But for many it was a much-needed update, a way for the Church to remain relevant in a rapidly changing world, and to connect with its followers.